Oh, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. 11:30 a.m. Saturday, March 2nd. 55 degrees over here in the corner. Just a wonderful spring day outside. No betcha. I haven't made a video in a while, and I hadn't uploaded any in a while. They were all just sitting on my computer, and I just forgot to do them, and I apologize, because I hadn't done much out here. But lately I've been doing some out here, so let's take a look at what we've been doing. Obviously, drum set up. There's your breaker box for reference. Got a big old box, says Gibson on it. I did not buy a Gibson. I would never buy a Gibson. No guitar is worth as much money as they want to charge for it, unless there is a piece of gold inside it somewhere that is worth, 95% of the price they're offering the guitar for. But I ordered a new guitar. Long story short, got to play guitar in a band. Wanted something a little more band appropriate, so I ordered one. I sold a couple. This is the box it came in, and it is now filled with all sorts of shipping stuff, bubble wrap, packages that this stuff, because I've been selling some stuff, and it's just a nice, easy way to store my stuff. Anyway, moving to the west, PA, bass amp, guitar amp, guitars. That's the new one. We'll look at it in a minute. Got a little adapter for my mixer so it can sit on a mic stand now. Purchased this little guy to help with some recording out here. And quote unquote in the field. More stuff. Vacuum cleaner. And let's take a couple steps back here. This wall is done. That is all pallet wood. Bought a couple, picked up a couple from work, broke them down, and spent last weekend cutting them up and getting it hung. So that wall, well, it's not 100% done. There's a little tiny gap over there between the heater and the other wall that doesn't have any on it. That's what that stack on the little desk right there is for. TV, we picked that up, got that hung on the wall. Top drawer of this thing is now all guitar pedals. Bottom drawer is extra PA stuff, cable snake, all that's in there. Batteries for the power tools. My capture device, HDMI splitter, audio switch, cables, video cables, USB cables, things like that, and some of the little Black & Decker tools. Beer fridge, toolboxes. This is an old bass guitar I'm going to try and get rebuilt. Every time I put it down and be in the way. You remember, so it's just attached to the wall now. I have turned that up to 63 from 61, but it's on eco mode now. Supposedly that's a higher temp on eco mode is supposed to be better than a lower otherwise. We got this little guy over here doing his job, running that, and our work lights up here, which are switchable. Sorry about that. Workbench. I just need to go get some more. I've got some somewhere. I'm out of blades. Anyway, stuff I'm working on, owner's manuals, power supplies. I think this corner will end up being the workbench. I think this is a good spot for it. I'm gonna get I don't know what for a wall over here, some slot wall or something maybe, and actually do something with that, make it a workable space. When we get the other walls and everything else done, be an L-shaped desk here, TV, couple monitors, all our recording stuff, computer, it'll all be over here. And this half will all be the music stuff. Cables, games, nothing new over here. Went through, kind of organized, cleaned this up a bit, sold a bunch of guitar strings, so I was able to condense that down. Bottom drawer is a bunch of power cables. Not DC, just AC. Yeah. What else we got? Shipping stuff, envelopes. Was selling some rack gear, and I needed a couple boxes. Well, you couldn't buy just a couple, so I had to buy 25 of those stupid things. But like all of that, not the board, but all of that I'm selling. Here's just some boxes I've saved to ship stuff in. Took that guy apart, got him fixed, cleaned up a little bit. It's still got a little rattle to it, and I think it's this. So we'll fix that sometime. Yeah, nothing really new in here. Still just storage, but it's as I'm selling more stuff and getting rid of stuff out here, I'm able to move some of this stuff out, clean this up a little bit, because we do need to get rid of that bathtub and all of that eventually. So today, got a couple things to show you. They're in this box. This box arrived today. It was stuff for out here. So got a little bit of a messy workstation. That's okay. So one box, two box. Oh, I picked up a couple more of these, so when we're ready, we can do those windows. Real quick, it took 2.5 sheets of drywall to do this wall. There's the remainder, and it took that, and I used that because pallet wood's not always great. It's not always very straight. Sometimes it warps this way, sometimes it cups and bows and does all this weird stuff. So getting it on the wall tight, unless you like go and specifically buy a bunch of brand new wood, or really pick through and get everything just spot on, it's not going to line up. You're going to have gaps, you're going to have splits, its width is going to change. What I did when I got these, I put them on my chop saw and I cut both ends as short as I could to keep the boards as long as I could, but as square as I could. So the ends, for the most part, are okay. Everywhere else, it's not great. And if you look, you'll see like right up there and right down there, where the boards, like this one's rounded. So it's not going to fill this. And this one had a big chunk out of it. So we drywalled all of this so I could paint it, and I painted it black, so when you look at it, your eye doesn't get distracted by like a white line everywhere there's a little tiny gap. Works okay. Another problem was this floor does that. It slopes to the left. So up there in the corner, get that light out of the way, there's kind of a wide piece, and then it gets more narrow as it goes that way, because the wall is taller on this side than it is this side by about 2 inches. That's a lot. But that's okay. Once these two side walls get done, we're going to put we'll call it crown molding. It's probably just going to be a 1x4, just all the way across the bottom. And we'll do something in the corners when that time comes. Now, you may remember we had some issue with these because the tool I got to cut the hole didn't quite cut the hole right. So what I had to do, and the other thing is the way our boxes mount, they're fairly flush with this. They've got enough of a gap that you can put, you can put a box on it. But we've added a 1/2 inch in drywall and sometimes another 1/2 inch in pallet wood. I don't know if you can, if you like look at this piece, this lighter piece is thicker than this darker piece. I did that on purpose because I don't want this to be, flat. I want it to have some give to it, some both character, but it also helps sound dispersal. Anyway, so what we had to do, instead of pulling the box out and moving it, I went and then I found, don't need to see my stacks, I found some of these. And what this does is this goes in the box, but it goes in the box in such a way that it extends the box. And it'll go up to, let's say, 1.5 inches. Yeah, 1.5 inches. So the back of it is still inside the box in the wall, but about this much, about a thumb's width, sticks out. So the outlets screw in to this. This goes in the box. The outlets screw into this. And then the screw at the top grabs the other side of this. It did the job. So there's one there, one there. This is enough to finish. When we start working on the walls again, we'll be making use of those. I think they're $2 a piece, around there, because I think for all 7 it cost around $18, something like that. Now in this little box, remember how that drawer is full of batteries? Well, this little box is a solution to that problem. Right. Now, if I had Milwaukee stuff, number one, I'd be broke. Number two, they make a thing like this, but you have to buy their mounting thing, and then you have to buy the battery thing to go on the mounting thing. So this is, I don't think it's official Craftsman. Pretty sure it's not. But I got these, and they snap together, and they screw right on the wall. And they hold the batteries. So instead of having that drawer full, I'm going to find a spot somewhere over here on the wall, maybe right here, maybe over here, and we'll just mount them and get the batteries up over there. Just a little thing, between the two of these, it was like $25, I think, is what I spent for everything. So was that 5? Yeah. And I've got more than 5 batteries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's all right. That's okay. Point is, it'll help me make some room in other places for other things. Like I can use that drawer for things that aren't tools. Ideally, my plan for this wall, I might get rid of this now that I've actually got it and set it up. Because I think I can use these for most of that, not everything. But I'm picturing in my mind, like maybe I'll build a little thing here that I can put a couple of tools in and just have them out. Like the ones I use a lot, like my drill, my driver, a saw, tape measures, screwdrivers, and that could go right there. I don't know what to do with this, but something, and a lot of it is not stuff I'm going to use very often, like tuning machines. These banana plug things aren't going to get used very often, but headphone adapters, I use these all the time. RCA couplers, don't use very often, but when you need them, it's nice to have. Reverse headphone adapters, I try and avoid using these as often as I can, because it makes this side ends up really heavy compared to this side, and it, does that, and it's bad for your jacks. These, rarely do I have a use for those. Rarely do I have a use for these. RCA and a 1/4 inch. guitar switch, covers, rack screws, springs, you know, strap buttons in there. Just an extra RCA cable in there, just an end. So, pots. Is that a Mini 250? That is. That's a Mini 250. You want to focus there? No? Do anyone want to think about it? All right, whatever. Anyway. So, what will happen, this will be the workbench. These will go away. I will hang these, I think, here on this wall. We'll get, I'd like to get an outlet in here. I know it's a little late because we've already wrapped everything up, but this wall is the stone wall, so I'm going to run one outside. I know there's one there, but I don't know where it feeds from. Probably up and over. Anyway, going to put at least one outlet in here, probably over here. Move the fridge in here. You know, just do some different stuff. I don't need a light in here. This window has been more than enough. And I've got these which light up pretty well. We will take down this wall. This doesn't need to be here. Keep the closet and the shelf as they are, though. And then I don't know. We'll figure something out to do with that outside wall. But yeah, this room will just be storage. It will be a workable bathroom, but it'll also be storage. We'll move the toilet over there, put a sink over there. Yeah, and then just the rest of it will be, like I said, we'll hang those cabinets up. In here, what I think I'll do is I'll find some kitchen cabinets at like a IKEA or a Lowe's or something like that. Just like a set of 5 or 6 drawers. And just bloop, bloop, and then we'll put like a real top on it, not this leftover flooring. And then we'll have a decent workbench with some storage, with some room to work. Get the tools that I can up on the wall because we've got all this wall to work with. And yeah, that's the plan for over here. Something else I've gone and done. It gets kind of dark when you're walking to and from the house. I mean, not today. Jesus Christ. You go blind today. This isn't hooked up anymore. And I don't want to. I really didn't care. So we got this guy. This guy right here. Now what this guy is a solar powered motion sensitive light. So follow that cable up. There's a solar panel just right on top of this rafter here. And this it's got 3 options. Well, I can show you. See on top of the shed there? That little guy? I put one in there too. So that one is facing south. And the light is inside the shed. So this one is set to be on 30% power whenever it turns on. When it's dark enough to be on, it's on 30% power. When it finds motion, it kicks up to 100% for 15 seconds. So if I'm walking from the house, I can see the door just fine. When I'm like 30 feet away, the light turns on, I can walk. And it's mostly just so I can get my dang key in and out of the thing. And then when I leave, open the door, the light's on, step outside, the light goes on to full. By the time I get to the house and get in the house, it's turned off. It's been really nice. It's a worthy purchase. A 2-pack of them was $15, $20. Anyway, the one in the shed, I don't have a light in that shed. I don't have power to that shed unless I go and drag an extension cord, right? So now, lights on, charges all the time. I open the door, I come in, it says, oh, someone's here. Light turns on, and the light is on 100% power until I leave. It's been really nice. It's been really nice. It was not a way I'd ever thought to do that, but when I started looking at options for this, I'm like, wait, if I get the 2-pack, I can make that work in the shed too. That'll be nice. So that's what we done. Now out here, I recorded an episode of the podcast on that. I've recorded some songs on that. Still learning how to work it. I don't have it quite situated yet. I don't like having to use buttons to do everything. I'm a dial kind of guy. So right now it goes from this into that. You can run it without that, but that's how we're doing it. We'll see how it works. Guitar. This is a Samick Greg Bennett design Avian Greg Bennett design, best for Samick. And it's just a basic little single cut. This is a AV3, I think. Yeah, AV3. Won't focus. There we go. AV3 VS, Violin Sunburst, that's called. And I used to sell these when I was working in a music store. And these Greg Bennett's were, for the dollar, one of the best guitars I think you could ever own. They are not expensive. They are built damn well. They play damn well. This one I got used, so it's got some, beauty marks on it. A little bit there. He did take off the pick guard, which I appreciate because I don't like a pick guard on these. Yeah. So the band I've been playing bass with for the last 10, 12, 15 years, however long it's been, one of our guitar players retired. And they said, we need either to find a new guitar player or a new bass player, and we'll move you over to guitar because you can do both. I said, well, whatever y'all want to do, I'm fine with. So we found a bass player. So I said, yeah, I'm happy to play guitar. This Yamaha, I love playing that Yamaha, but it's not quite right for what we do. So I bought that. Sold my Tercer, that was like that, to a high school kid who just started playing guitar. He loved it. So I said, yeah, I'll sell it to you. So he and his dad worked out he's going to mow lawns till he's 30. And his dad bought him the guitar. And I had a Stag that was also a single cut like that, and sold it to a guy real cheap. Sold them both for a lot less than they were worth, but wanted them to go to people who would actually have time to play them, and I'm going to be playing that one. So I don't often sell guitars. It was a difficult decision. No, it wasn't. It was fine. I really don't mind. So plan moving forward. 3 pieces of drywall, sheetrock, that stuff, gypsum board to do that wall, about $15-$16 a piece. So we'll say, what, $50 to do the wall. I paid $6 for the pallets that I bought. It took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8, 7 or 8. I bought 3. They were $2 a piece. So I've got about $60 into that wall. Add the paint, make it $100. Okay. I don't remember how much the paint cost because I bought paint and a bunch of other stuff with it. So plan is once a month, I'm going to go drop about $100 on material, and then we'll do the next wall. I think I was going to do that one, but I think I'm going to do this next because this took 2.5 sheets, which means that will take 2.5 sheets. Now, we know that these are 4x8 sheets. We know that my ceiling's not quite 8 feet tall. So I've got to cut them all down one way. But there's one sheet vertical. Yep. All right. We'll just go off of this. This is pretty close. This is pretty close. This is still 8 feet. Oh wait, no, it's not, because I cut that little bit off. So we got 7 feet from that wall to about here. So 2 sheets will do this. 2 sheets, and I'll have a little extra, because I'll need to cut a foot off of the one, because we need 7 feet. 4 feet sheets is 8 feet. So 1, 2, boom. We'll cut it right where that meets, and that'll be nice and clean. It'll be great. I do need to get another length of 2x4 to put these in, and I've got a piece outside. It'll be fine. Then I'm going to take that 1 foot piece and put it in that corner. Okay. It's my plan. I may change my mind, but I think if I put it here, it's going to come out to about here. So I probably shouldn't, because I don't think that's quite as close as I thought it was. I thought I split the difference. I did not. Never mind. But I could take that 1 foot piece, and I could probably put it actually right there, because that is not 16 inches right there. That is not. I can tell by looking at it. Anyway, plan is $100 once a month. The stuff I'm going to use for the walls here is called True Wood. Look it up if you want. It's a engineered material. It's the same stuff my shed is made out of. It's pressed wood fibers that are designed to look like paneling or shingles. Excuse me. Dry mouth all of a sudden. Paneling or shingles or that kind of thing. We're going to get the paneling version. And we're just going to do all 3 of these walls. I wanted one wall to look interesting and be kind of an accent, so that was this wall. Man. That was the one that needed to get done first. My goodness. Excuse me. A little cough medicine always helps. Anyway, our drywall, $15-16 a sheet. It's fine. It's okay. I don't want it out here, because I don't like working with it, really. It's messy. You got to tape it and all. Yeah, I just don't like it. This True Wood stuff doesn't need to be taped. It costs more. It's about $36 a sheet, which means 3 sheets would be $100. But we figured it took me 2.5 sheets plus the paint, plus the lumber, plus all that other stuff to do this wall. It's about $100, right? I don't know why it keeps doing that focus thing. I'm sorry. Yep, up. Yeah, that's weird. Anyway, so 3 sheets is $100. So if I can do this for 2, I can do 1, 2. If I get a third, I could start here. That's my remember to drink some water thing. Or I could do here. Either or would be fine. Probably will finish it in some way. Paint it, stain it. I don't know yet. Because it does hold up better if you put something on it. Paint or stain, etc. But I think that's the plan. I'm going to go with the paneling look, not the shingle look, because I think the shingle look could be too much. If I hadn't done this wall like that, I could have done it with the shingle, but we already had the drywall started when we did the heater, so we finished it. That's why. So that's the plan. So I will try and remember to start filming some more. I haven't really done anything big, and this one was big enough, and I was in and out and in and out, and there was a saw and air compressor and everything, and I didn't film it. I can tell you we used 16 gauge 2-inch brads to hold everything together. Any little piece has 4 in it. Any medium-sized piece has 6, and larger pieces have 8. Just two on each end, or two in the middle, 2, or you know what I mean. You figured it out. Like this one probably is 2, 2, 2, and 2. But this one is 2 and 2. This one is 2, 2, and 2. Just real quick, boom, 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 boom. I wasn't going to take the time to screw all of this up because that'd take a lot. And the board's more likely to split if you screw it. So when time comes, we'll start working on that. Oh, this thing. So I don't have a table saw. So I bought this. It's from the fine people at Craig. And what this does is it turns your circular saw into a table saw. A good way to demonstrate this. So this goes on the edge of your board, and it grabs it. So it's going to bump up against it. Your saw sits in there, gets clamped down by these 2 little elbow-shaped things. And you lift the little gray thing, you slide it back and forth to get the cut you want. You lock that down. It's going to cut right on that line. And then you just push the whole thing. And it runs like this. The whole thing moves. This was $30, $40. A table saw. One I found that I kind of liked was, I think by the time I got the stand, because I would need a stand and everything else for it, it was going to cost me $200 or $300. So that's it for now. That's what we're going to use to cut the height, because we only have to cut 3 or 4 inches most of the time off these boards to get them to fit. In fact, all of this is the offcuts from the sheetrock. So I don't know, that's 4 inches. That's 3. So just do a fairly straight cut at the bottom or the top. It doesn't matter because we're going to baseboard and crown on the top. So, but that's what that's for. You can do the cuts on the short side so they'll fit vertically. Make sense? Sure. And then make a longer one for the longer side, obviously. That was $100. I haven't picked one of them up yet. Shouldn't need one, but when we get ready to cut this, we'll be there. Anyway, that's enough out of me. I'll see y'all later. So I know that last video went on way too long, but I wanted to show you what I'm talking about when I'm talking about like a little tool holder thing for screwdrivers and whatever. My first thought was I'll just get a piece of punched angle. And what punched angle is, or angle iron, punched angle, and this stuff have a lot in common. So this is just plate steel. It's got holes punched in it. And then you use it to, connect things. You want to do this, you want to do that. So you can have some maneuverability, whatever. I've got some of this on my cart at work that I hang tools off of. I put it all across the back, and so it works for that kind of thing. And this would be great. Put screwdrivers in, except I need it to go that way, and you can't really, So what punched angle is basically a piece of that. It's that. Angle iron is that without the holes in it. This would be fine. For the most part, screwdrivers will fit in it. This one won't. That one just barely. So that ain't quite going to do the job. Some variants of punched angle in this stuff will have holes and then a slot or a hole and a bigger hole every so often. That would be fine, but since I can't use that and I don't want to go spend the 30-40 bucks for the piece or two of this that I would need, when it comes time to do it, we're going to make one. And my lumber got snowed on a little bit, so it's going to sit in here and dry out for a little. What we're going to do, this is going to go on the wall. We'll probably cut it in half this way. And then that piece will go on the wall. God, look at all that water. We're going to take our router, this guy. We're going to take... Sorry. And I'm not doing this today. The wood's too wet. We're going to take one of our router bits. The one that is nearest enough to this thickness, which is probably this one. Oh, I need just like an 1/8 inch more. An 1/8 inch more would be great. Anyway, what is that? 12.7, 12, 12.7, 12.7, 12.7. All these are 12.7s. Well, idea is we'll cut this in half. Okay. Then we're going to route a hole in it all the way across. That's going to go about halfway through. And that hole needs to be this thick. And then this will fit inside the hole like that. We'll also probably cut this in half. And then we'll drill some holes in this. Appropriate sizes for the screwdrivers. We'll take a piece like this. That's pretty decent. And then the screwdrivers will sit. And then that'll hang somewhere over here on the wall. That's the plan. And by cutting everything in half, like cutting this in half and everything else, really get to the point where I've got a lot of options for what I can and can't do with it. I could make something for pliers. I don't have a whole lot of pliers. I'm not a guy who has like 13 pair of pliers. So that's the plan moving forward with that. Here's what I did with the batteries. I almost had room for one more, but not quite. So we did 4 and 5, and I've got them all oriented in such a way I can see the charge on them. Got the charger, used to be this way. I turned it this way to get me some more vertical space. I can get almost all the batteries up there. I've got another charger. I don't really want to eat up another outlet though. So yeah, that's how that's doing this thing. The one thing I don't like about doing it this way is when I turn these lights off, I turn the charger off. So that'll be something we address when it comes time to work on this wall. Oh, hey, how about that? Just finished. So the other thing, I'm not going to work on it today. I think I'll put all this in here to dry. I'm transferring some tools. I'm going to put the ones I use the most, all the newer Craftsman stuff over here. I'll keep the older Black & Decker stuff over here. So just don't quite have room for that Sawzall in that little dresser there. It'll be all right. Not worried about it. I wasn't expecting so much snow. That's why I wasn't too worried about all that lumber. But we got a couple inches. Anyway, it is 12:30 something. 34? Sure, we'll go with that. And that sounds like lunchtime and falling asleep on the couch in front of a movie time to me. So I'm going to go do that. You guys y'all have a great day.